It was not long ago that I was sitting in a lecture hall in a class from my credential program when I heard about learning styles. You have your auditory, visual, kinesthetic learners, and as teachers, it's our responsibility to cater to each one of those. They tell us that every student is different and unique and learns best when utilizing their learning style. But how sound is this idea that we should only utilize that specific style to learn? As learners, I think we'll find that we have more commonalities than differences. So, we have to look to science to see what they have to say. We have two students, for example, Jack and Jill. Jack is a visual learner, and Jill is an auditory learner. After school, Jack sits and looks over his notes and graphs and tables to better understand what was taught. And Jill goes to YouTube, listens to another instructor, and tries to get that idea solidified.
But
So,
Jack
scientists
only
actually
reads
say
and Jill
that
only
you'll learn
listens.
better and remember more if you change when, where, and how you study. So, if Jack and Jill really want to make the concept stick, they should switch how they study and where they study. So, what does this mean for the classroom? Well, first off, teachers should stop labeling students with specific learning styles and begin to unleash their potential using brain based strategies that have been proven by science. So, you may be wondering where learning styles came about, and it actually began 30 years ago with the psychologist Howard Gardner and his discovery of the theory of multiple intelligences. This theory exploded in the world of education and has persisted into today's teacher credential programs. But research doesn't support this theory at all. There's no empirical studies, no scientific methods that have proven that you actually learn best when only using your particular learning style. So, this approach encourages teaching to students' intellectual strengths rather than their weaknesses. But students need to learn how to correct and compensate for their shortcomings rather um, and not avoid them. So, research has also found that kids learn better when they're presented information in a way that takes them out of their comfort zone. Real learning can be hard and uncomfortable. Now, teachers and parents alike are attracted to the idea that their students are going to get the education they need to meet with all their unique needs. But learning styles should really be referred to more so as learning preferences. Students have preferences, but if we want to strengthen our memory, we should be using all of those different points of interconnectedness within our brains. So, as teachers, we should be broadening our teaching strategies to tap into those multiple pathways of learning. So, let's move away from believing the myth of learning styles and begin to teach using neuroscience theories. First, teacher education programs should stay up to date with what's happening in the world of education psychology and what science is proving. And educators also need to be aware of the tendency that they have to do the same thing the same way and really work against that and work to progress with science and research about how students learn. Also, as teachers, we can use other brain based strategies in our classroom to really ignite students' learnings. For example, students learn better when learning or studying is spaced out over time and not just crammed into one period. Concepts can be developed and built over the course of an entire semester or unit, or even the year if you have it, and students will learn, remember, and apply them better in your subject area. We can also present ideas in a variety of ways to improve the attention and retention of information for all students. So, this approach also incorporates the theory of interleaving. So, it's giving you different information, old and new, and keeps the brain ready for surprises and ready to discriminate what has been presented to it. So, that's just the beginning of how you can vary your techniques. But you can also have students ask questions, problem solve, self explain, use practice tests, and I think we'll begin to see better retention and more overall success in the classroom.